Welcome to the Taiwan language episode, a podcast for learning and insights in Mandarin and Taiwanese. I am your host, Yasmin. Hi everyone! Remember that Taiwanese song we talked about last week? It's called 华语就好. I think it's a great representation of Taiwanese music, you know. It's got the real Taiwanese vibe to it. But do you know what being Taiwanese really means? Picture this. When someone talks about a mix of accents, kind of like Taiwanese Mandarin, it gives off this really Taiwanese feel. That's what being Taiwanese is all about. And in the music video for this song, you can spot so many little Taiwanese touches. Let me break it down for you. First off, let's talk about this term, Tai-ke. It used to have a bit of a negative vibe, you know, like being seen as old-fashioned or not cool. But nowadays, it's more about being authentically Taiwanese. In the music video, you will see the singer Chen Lei holds a bouquet of flowers. His hair is neatly combed with hair oil, and above him hangs a sign that reads 华语就好, which literally means just live happily and everything will be fine. Below which is another sign saying 世人爱我, which literally means everyone in this world loves me. The whole scene feels like it's straight out of the streets of Taipei, and the music video, it's just fun, lighthearted, and kind of goofy. Listening to the singer just puts you in a relaxed mood, you know. It's that easygoing, humorous vibe that we often associate with being Taiwanese. Speaking of which, when we talk about Tai-ke these days, it's more about being a true blue Taiwanese local. However, back in the day, like when my folks were young, it wasn't exactly a compliment. See, Taiwan had these two groups, the local Taiwanese called 本省人, and the mainlander known as 外省人. These mainlanders mostly came over after the recovery, which was in the year of 1945, especially those who followed the nationalist government's retreat to Taiwan after the failure of the Chinese Civil War in 1949. It's said that there were about 300,000 people or so. During the chaotic times, to prevent the Communist Party from entering Taiwan, the nationalist government imposed strict restrictions on these mainlanders who came to Taiwan, so getting to Taiwan wasn't easy. Only big shots like KMT officials, top brass in the military, politicians, and other VIPs were allowed to hop over. Fast forward to a few years back, the term Tai-ke became a thing. This term, it is said, was also a new term spoken by the next generation of mainlanders who came to Taiwan in the media. The new generation of children dare to speak up when they saw folks with different styles, speech, or ways of living and take them as Tai-ke. Now here is the twist. Tai-ke literally means guests or outsiders living in Taiwan. But here is the kicker. It's the mainlanders who moved over who call the locals Tai-ke, even though they've been here all along. Some folks found it funny, others thought it stirred up trouble between the groups. But some just rolled with it. and even climbed the title proudly. And it worked for them. They got famous in music, media, you name it. Back then, the city folks would look at the rustic or Tai-ke style, mixing everything up, and call it 土. You know, like wearing a suit jacket with shorts and flip-flops. They would say it is tacky and just plain weird. Now, what's a typical Tai-ke like? According to the media? Picture this. They talk in that mix of Taiwanese and Mandarin. They are all about chunking down Taiwan beer, playing drinking games, and cheering before downing the whole bottle in one go. They call it hotala in Taiwanese. The cars are plastered with stickers like chasing the wind or only rides with hot girls on it. Enjoy car modifications and playing fast-paced Taiwanese style 动之动之动之 music loudly in their cars, making sure everyone around can hear. They are rocking chunky gold chains. White socks are a must. They strut around in blue and white flip-flops, carrying their stuff in red and white plastic bags. And you bet they've got their phones hanging off their vest. So, yep, all these traits are like the trademark Tai-ke characteristics according to the other groups of Taiwanese people, 外省人. For me, it's all just a part of the scenery. But for others, this became the mark of Taiwanese style. We often find our position through people's perspectives or place our position in historical data. But you know what I really dig? The warm vibe, especially when you are chatting away in Taiwanese. If you are learning a language here, why not give Taiwanese a shot? It's huge down south. Whether you are grabbing a bite, shopping, or just shooting the breeze with the locals. Speaking Taiwanese really earns you some cool points, and trust me, even I would be impressed. Okay, in the end of today's episode, here are some questions for you to ponder. 1. In the process of engaging with the Taiwanese culture, have you discovered values or beliefs that you were previously unaware of? How have these discoveries changed your perspective on the world? 2. How important do you believe cultural background is for a person's growth and development? How has your cultural background shaped your current identity and values? 3. Do you think that learning languages and cultures can deepen understanding and communication between people? Why or why not? Please feel free to share your thoughts with me. Coming up next time on the show, we are diving into Taiwan's Mandarin promotion movement, that took off a few years back. What kind of impact has this policy had up to now? Tune in for the next episode to find out. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a 5-star review on your listening platform. Feel free to share this podcast with your best friends to help more people discover this podcast. You can support my work by buying me a cup of coffee, which helps this podcast continue providing learning resources. To enrich your learning experience, I create a study guide in Chinese with pinyin versions. The content comprises a text in both Chinese and Taiwanese, with Taiwanese romanization and local phonetic symbols, vocabulary, reading comprehension questions with answer keys, and extension questions. You can become a member and utilize it to preview before the new podcast episode launches, or a review after listening to a podcast to enhance your language skills. All this information is available in the episode description. Thank you for listening and being with us today. That's all for today's episode. Until next time, bye-bye.